Alright guys, so today we are doing Survivors Before Dead by Daylight. It's not just killers that have a law. Next time you're downing a survivor and you're dry humping them on the floor, you ought to know that it's not just you that has a law. As a survivor too, you might feel a bit sorry for them once you've learned their past, and you might stop dry humping them. You guys are just crazy. You killer mains are just, you need to relax, chill. These survivors past is not all sunshine and rainbows. Also, it's not just you. Let's all learn about the killers and the survivors pasts, and it might change the way we play the game. A bit of generosity, if you will. The story of Nia. Nia grew up in a small town of Sweden. She had a happy childhood even though her mum and dad worked hard. As the opportunity to move to the US became a reality, she started acting out. Her parents didn't really pick up on this as a reaction to their move. Nia was forced to leave her friends and life behind. Nia shied away from what her parents considered normal. Instead, she took refuge in skate parks, and her tag was seen more or less all over her new hometown. And Nia made a sport out of tagging government buildings. Finally, Nia's parents became used to Nia disappearing for a few days on end. As she's nimble and almost cat-like, she's able to evade deadly dangers. Years on skateboards have proven worthy training, and keeping her head down, avoiding the fuzz, can be applied to all dangers. The only question is whether she has some interest in not giving up. Nia was never seen again, and tries her best to survive the entity's dangers. The story of Dwight. Dwight was geeky and scrawny through high school. He always wanted to be one of the cool kids, but somehow never had the charisma. He tried out for the football team but was cut. The basketball team didn't even take a look, and his grades were distinctly below average. One weekend, on a team building exercise from his dead-end job, Dwight's boss led them deep into the woods. Before breaking out his family recipe moonshine, Dwight remembered taking the first sip before waking up late the next morning all alone. During the night, the others had abandoned him. Once again, the laughingstock of the community, Dwight tried to hike his way out of the woods. That was the last anyone ever heard of Dwight Fairfield. The story of Feng Min. Feng Min was a young girl when she first picked up computer games, and she was instantly hooked. The brand new worlds enchanted her with colours, sounds and explosions. A chance to be somewhere else or someone else. Her parents saw no wrong with a few minutes in front of the screen. But as minutes turned to hours and sometimes days, they finally decided to pull the plug and force Feng Min to put more effort into her studies. She felt smothered by her parents and refused to see the potential of a future in games. So she left home and spent her time in internet cafes and LAN parties, where the old rules didn't apply. She spent hours playing, streaming and competing to rise to the top. Her parents became what she called holiday parents, as she never saw them outside the holidays, and she became the black sheep of a one-child family. In the gaming world, however, she found respect. Nicknamed the Shining Lion, she was invited to join a prestigious esports team and to live in their dorms, where she found a sanctuary free of the misconceptions and prejudice she had felt from her parents and the non-gaming world. Feng Min pushed her limits to prove she was the best. Sleep was less important to her than training. At the top of her game, she filled stadiums with fans who adored her, but it couldn't last forever. The pressure to be the best grew stronger and stronger. She pushed herself too far, slept too little, and her performance began to slip. She started to lose. At night, she would stay up, tormented by the thought of disappointing her parents and her fans. She spiraled out of control and fell into a pattern of self-destruction. She started wandering the streets and visiting bars where no one knew of esports. Waking up in places she didn't remember, one day she woke up somewhere completely different. In a never-ending nightmare, Feng Min did not despair. As she learnt more about the challenge she was up against, she realised this was what she had been training for her entire life, and now she was going to win.